Welcome back from that break. Let's take a look at news in business. In business today, economists have found out that the lack of financial literacy is one of the biggest obstacles to the development of the coffee industry in the country. They add that if they had proper business records, farmers would easily mobilize funding. Paul Bushalizi joins us to explain the impact of financial literacy on the coffee industry.
Financial literacy means that somebody is unable to understand the workings of money. Just put it at a very simple level.
Right.
How is money made, or how is it earned? How is it kept, saved, and how is it invested? So that's a challenge. So if you think about it, that we've been growing coffee for almost at least easily 100 years in this country, and we're still smallholder farmers. The initial coffee farmers were smallholders. We're still smallholders. There's no progress in the lives of coffee farmers. These smallholder things, and that's because, you know, they probably harvest their coffee, sell it, use the money for their, you know, just blow the money.
And that's it.
And that's it. That's a problem, because you see, to move from smallholder to big holder requires you want to earn money, of course, which I think they're already doing, retain some of it to expand your crop, and repeat and repeat and repeat, so that 100 years down the line, I mean 100 years from that time, we should really be having real huge concerns which have been passed down even the generations,
right,
which we don't have. That hampers the sector, because you know, you don't have volumes. Quality assurance is a problem. You see, if you just keep having guys with 20 trees or 50 trees, to ensure quality of those is a challenge. But imagine if a guy had 10, let's just say 1,000 acres of coffee, because they've grown over generations. You know, that's a guy you can easily work with to manage quality. So I think that's what they meant when they said...
Paul, why I asked the relationship here with the coffee bill is because the coffee bill seeks to unite all of them, to bring them under one umbrella, under management, follow up on them. And I think financial literacy comes in here as well. So I'm hoping them being registered under the bill, of course, and following up on them. Do you think they will include in some, you know, financial literacy training? Don't they need to do that?
No, absolutely. Look, the intention of the bill is absolutely spot on.
Yes.
The question will be, how will they execute it, whether it's executed well or not.
That's true.
But you see, once you bring, and I've seen it already happening in I think in Mitiana, once you bring these farmers together, then you can not only provide them with a lot of inputs easier, cheaper, because you can bulk inputs. You can not only bulk their produce where they sell it at better prices to the traders, but you can also impart services like education and financial literacy. You have these guys all in a group, and you can then show them, and they have a real, their learning will be so much more effective, because you're going to show that if you do this, this improves for you in your life. So it might not be implicitly in the coffee bill, that financial literacy, but once these guys are brought together as groups, it's so much easier to get them involved in this, in financial literacy, understanding about money and how it works.
Right. Paul, this is not the first time you're talking about financial literacy. In most of businesses, everybody needs to do some, you know, bookkeeping and keep things in order. So if you're out there, please try and keep your business in order. Thank you, Paul.
You're welcome.
That was news in business. Now for our Pearl of Africa series today, we look at the KABAKA'S lake. It is the largest man-made lake in Uganda, formed on the orders of King Mwanga II from 1885 to 1888. The KABAKA'S lake is situated in Ndeba, Rubaga, Kampala. The lake is surrounded by scenic beauty with two islands in the middle. Different species of birds, rare aquatic animals, and plants also grace this royal lake. Let's take a look.
KABAKA'S lake is situated in Kampala, the capital city of Uganda, but a few kilometers from the city center. It is also a few meters drive from Bulange, Mengo. It is the largest man-made lake in Uganda, surrounded by scenic beauty with two islands in the middle of it. The lake has developed a sanctuary for hundreds of rare aquatic animals and plants. It also has birds of over 10 species. This attracts hundreds of tourists from outside countries and even those from within the country. The unusual aspect of this lake is that without any major tributaries, the water levels of this lake almost remain constant throughout the year. This place attracts a lot of tourists who frequent this place to have a glimpse of the scenic beauty around the lake. The environment around the lake is beautiful. The two small islands in the middle of the lake make it even more spontaneous.
For more Pearl of Africa stories, visit our website www.newvision.co.ug/Pearl of Africa. You can also grab yourself a copy of the Sunday Vision that carries more of these adventure stories. Now, for a special report, KABAKA'S grandfather was quite a genius. History written by colonial agents portray Kabaka Mutebi's grandfather Mwanga as a brute.
Although the Europeans commented on the good road network they found in Buganda Kingdom, they did not indicate that they disrupted a man-made water project that Kabaka Mwanga had initiated. Mwanga had designed a canal to connect Mengo Hill and Lake Victoria at Munyunyu to ease movement of persons, starting with himself. In a short 11 months, with neither cranes nor graders, Mwanga's project managed to create what we see today as KABAKA'S Lake in Indeba, a few kilometers from the city center, by 1886. Because of the disruption, all that Uganda now has from Mwanga's water project is a 2 square kilometer lake, which at a depth of 61.5 meters, competes strongly with Lake Victoria's 64 meters. But how did the great king manage this civil engineering feat? The Kabaka first identified the first area that had several underground springs, meaning that the water project would neither depend on rivers and tributaries to feed it, nor would it adversely affect the water levels in Lake Victoria. And what is more, the new water body would not depend on rainfall. When the Kabaka was satisfied with the design, he entrusted the project to a civil supervisor, a subject called Musoke. But Musoke was a bit lazy and the project implementation was going slowly, so Mwanga sacked him and replaced him with a more vibrant supervisor, Kamya Ndikumulanga. Kamya did not waste any time and called on each muluka or parish to send in all the able-bodied persons to do their part in digging the lake. However, some chiefs and princes did not want to dig and Kamya reported them to the king. In response, King Mwanga himself went down the pit and started digging. When they saw this, all royals joined the project, and by the time political instability disrupted the work, digging had reached Najanankumbi and Makindye. What we see today in form of the lake was accomplished by communal work in 11 months. Some of the small hills we see today are mounds of soil evacuated by creating the lake. All governments that came since Mwanga was disposed 128 years ago have not taken forward his initiative by connecting the country using water. Even the largest water body in Africa, Lake Victoria, on which Mwanga had a 6,000 boat flotilla that constituted the strongest navy in the region then, today remains largely unnavigated.
That was New Vision TV News. Thank you for watching. My name is Lynn Komjisha. I leave you with a fact file.